And happy Thanksgiving Sunday before Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm Reverend Valorie Gunsch, and I'm glad to welcome you here today to Unity of Richmond Sunday celebration service, the day of our holiday pop-up, which is after service. We've got a lot going on, and we are delighted that you're with us today. And welcome to those of you who are also online with us. So we're going to start with our opening prayer and then our truth statement. So we breathe in and we let go. We inspire and we expire. So we breathe in and out. And as we do so, we allow that spirit that moves in and through all things to envelop us in this now moment, envelop us in love and light and protection and presence. So as we come together right now, we allow the mind to sink into our hearts. And at this time, while we are centered on our hearts, we hold in love and peace friends, family, situations that are in the world that may be distressing. But from this love that radiates from within us, we radiate out to those people, those situations, those conditions. Divine love that harmonizes, wisdom that guides, and peace that passes understanding. And we hold in love and prayer those who are on our prayer list. We have people in our constant contact who we are praying for Edie, for Lana, holding Martha Sally in our prayers. Yes, so we surround them with our love and we do what is ours to do in support of those in our community and in the world, that we can make the world a better place. For this guidance and this knowing that we are that light, we are the love, we are the ones that we've been waiting for to make a difference. For that knowing, we are grateful, and so it is. Amen. So let us share our truth statement together in our vision. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. And our vision is that we are transformed lives, transforming the world. And our service leader is Heather, and our singer today as well, wearing multiple hats.
Morning. So happy to be here. All right, today's daily word. Let me get to it. Protected. It is protected right now under all of this stuff. Hold on just a second. Okay. Here we are. Protected. I rest securely knowing I am divinely protected. Protection is more than physical safety. It is the deep assurance that no harm can befall me at the level of spirit. I am guided and sustained by the infinite intelligence and love of Spirit. This protection is not fear-based, but faith-based, a deep understanding that no matter what appears in the outer world, the Christ presence within me is my enduring spiritual protection. This awareness helps me put the news of the world in proper perspective. Let me read that again. This awareness helps me put the news of the world in proper perspective. As I align my thoughts and feelings with spiritual, capital T truth, I feel safe. Again, as I align my thoughts and feelings with spiritual T truth, I feel safe. Affirming divine protection allows me to live boldly, knowing I am not alone. I believe in the prayer for protection, which assures me I am surrounded, enfolded, and protected by the presence and power of God. From Psalm 91:11, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. And together, let's say this affirmation 3 times. Protected, I rest securely, knowing I am divinely protected. I rest securely, knowing I am divinely protected. I rest securely, knowing I am divinely protected. So together, let's sing a congregational Pour Yourself in Me. Please rise.
1, 2, 3. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart.
Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me. Pour your joy into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, sing your song in me. Sing your song into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Excellent. Thank you. So now, just want to share the wonderful opportunities we have as a community. Feed More. Everyone is probably familiar with the Feed More campaigns going on to help those who are food insecure. And so we have a wonderful opportunity. Do we have a box at the door? So please bring all items. You can go on their website and they can give you ideas of what items are go far to help our families and our community. And next up, we have the annual auction. I'm going to invite Ms. Reverend Valorie up to talk more about that.
All right, so our annual auction is now live. It's got a QR code, which is on the back table over there. We have a little preview of the auction on the back table, but since we have our holiday pop-up, that's here. You can kind of look at some of the items that we have, but more specifically, the gift certificates and things that are offered, use the QR code and it'll come up for our specific auction. We will also have it in our newsletter, and it's great if you could share that link, in your social media and help get the word out so it's going beyond our walls and to let other people know this wonderful opportunity for a week in the Keys of Waterfront Beach Home that is donated by our very own Ed Rorty. So we thank you for that. And the other things that are available, an original or a Bob Shammerhorn print, a nature print that is also in the back, still in the box, but I've got pictures on the front. So, because we're going to move everything out for next week after this is over, and you'll be able to see see more next week. But the online is where the bidding is. So thank you. And I would also like to call Mary Ellen up to share the Cardinal School cookie drive that we are supporting.
Yours.
Yes, you may remember the last year, couple years, we have, the principal has a fall or a holiday festival at Cardinal for all the families and children. And this year it's going to be on December 17th, and we'll be helping. And what they ask of us for the families is to distribute Christmas cookies. And so I'll be taking donations, whether they're bought or homemade. I'll be collecting them after service on the 14th of December here at church. It's a really wonderful thing. We had probably more than 1,000 people come through last year, and they're so happy. They come through from the back of the school, and they walk through, and they have different activities for the families all the way through the school. And when they get to the front door to go out, we're set up with cookies and punch to give each person as they walk out, and they get so excited when they see these Christmas cookies. So let me know if you're able to. I think we're going to have a sign-up sheet out there to sign up if you're going to donate. So I need about 300 cookies for us. We do it in unison with the Unitarian Church, and they've obligated themselves to 500 cookies. So thank you so much.
Thank you. The health and safety in me is asking, what about nut allergies? No nuts. Okay. No nuts. Nut free, please. Nut free. I work with children. Can you tell? Of course. And karaoke night is going strong. So the holiday is not going to deter karaoke this Friday, Black Friday. Let it be one of a lot of fun and singing. Karaoke night here with Armando. He knows I call him that. And Vicky. So please come and enjoy yourselves. 7 o'clock here. All right, holiday decorating day, Saturday, November 29th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That is for the poinsettias, and this is for holiday decorating. So, raise your hand if you enjoy decorating for this season. Raise your hand if you enjoy what it looks like after. Okay. As it gets dark around 5 o'clock these days, we need to lighten up around here. So please help us spread the light, literally. We are going to decorate all over so we can be that beacon of light in our community, figuratively and realistically. So please come, bring your holiday spirit, and we have lots of decorations. You don't really need to contribute anything, but just a little bit of your willingness and, spirit, holiday spirit. So come 11 to 2 this Saturday, the 29th. And poinsettias, I believe that is going around. It's with Ronnie. Every year you can make a donation of, I believe it's $20 for a poinsettia, and you can put it in, donate to acknowledge who this is for. So it can be for anyone. In honor of, it could be a beloved animal if you so desire. So one of mine has been coming through bothering me today, Monty, I hear you. And so, so whoever is on your heart, if you're so inclined, feel free to grab a poinsettia in their honor. And so we're going to be ordering those and then decorate the sanctuary with that. All right, next up. Also, Vicky and Armin, they're doing a whole lot. Pray, Eat, and Meditate Gala. Let's see, December 6th what time is that? 5? Is it 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock. Where? More info to come. I don't know. Big question mark. I'll have to call them up and ask them. So probably here at their house. I imagine here with more space. But Reiki, Vicky is a Reiki master, as is Armando. So come for their delicious energy if they're going to do some meditations. That's going to be really powerful. And she does some sound bowl healing too. I'm just saying. They're just walking healers. So it's going to be a powerful event. All right. You can sign up for that. And then we have chair yoga happening December 7th, 12:30 after the service. That's great for those of us who have mobility issues. Who is doing that? Oh, by Petra Filippi. Okay. So she's going to be leading that. Also, wonderful soul, walking healer. We've got this community, man. Y'all are just healers. Every single one of you are healers. Thank you for being here.
I have another announcement.
Oh, please.
Yeah, if you all weren't overwhelmed already.
I know, so much happening.
Yeah, we've announced it a couple weeks, but...
Oh, yeah, the concert.
I believe 2 weeks from now, December 7th, Katrina is going to be having her retrospective 2025 concert here, December 7th, I believe 7:30.
Yes.
And we have info, I believe, on the website and around.
And these little flyers, bookmark
little
flyers.
They have all the events that are going on. But December 7th, 7:30, Katrina and us, we're going to rock out and do some Christmas tunes and be awesome. What band?
This has been...
Trump has a different band that Forrest and I are. We have to reinvent our name. We've come up with so many ideas. But we gotta get a new name for us. December 7th, just here.
Oh, she's talking about the other.
Oh, the other thing.
Band you're part.
Do you want to talk about Trunk Show?
Do you guys have the energy for more announcements?
But wait, there's more.
Hi, folks. Y'all are so patient, sweet, and loving in this community, so I'll keep it very brief. Ian and I are part of a group called Trunk Show, which is basically a Richmond all-star group. Some of you have seen us before. We most recently performed at the Dogwood Dell, doing an entire Jill Scott 826 plus record live, which is audacious. But yeah, we're going to be playing a holiday show this coming Saturday at the Dominion Energy Center for the RPAA Holiday Gala. They invited us to play because they love our work so much, so if you all can make it out, feel free to come through. More details on the Dominion Energy. It sure is. It's the building downtown, Ronnie. You got it. Thank y'all.
We are just so lucky to have such talent with us every single week. But yes, the holidays are here. It's very busy, so if you can't remember any of this, I don't blame you. All the dates are here on this little bookmark. You can keep it safe and sound. All right. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? babies cry. I've watched them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
This is the season, as it ought to be every day, to take note of what a wonderful world it is. I have a little joke for you today. Now, if you have a little bit of mathematics savvy, you'll get it right away. Or it might take a moment. But anyway, so why does the absolute hate Thanksgiving? Because there are too many relatives. You got it right away. Very good, very good. So today's lesson is a time of Thanksgiving. So I'd like to check in with you because about 23 days ago, it was the 1st of November, we had this little pamphlet, and I invited you to take it home to prompt you on being mindful of gratitude, being mindful of persons, things, spiritual blessings, and all kinds of things, just to stay focused on gratitude, because gratitude is a game changer for us. So I would like to check in with you, just, you can do this self-assessment of how have you been doing with your gratitude practice. And the other part of that question is, what impact do you notice when you practice gratitude? Now, there's a reading from Martha Smock. She was Unity's first editor of the Daily Word magazine. She had that position for 33 years. And in 1981, Daily Word published this pamphlet entitled Living on Thanksgiving Street. Daily Word then sent out a letter this year kind of referring to that and her words. So I wanted to share those with you. She writes, "Did you ever know someone who, no matter what was done for him, found something to complain about? And he hardly had anything good to say about anyone? As the poet said, and many a discontented mourner is spending his days in grumble corner, sour and sad, whom I long to entreat to take a house on Thanksgiving Street." So since we started this challenge, I wanted to just say or ask, have you been living on Thanksgiving Street? Or are you feeling discontent with your life? What are you noticing, and where are you? It's always good. We need to locate ourselves, our consciousness, and where we are, what playing field we're in. So hopefully, though, you've been beginning to notice that gratitude is a state of mind and a way of living that does not have to have an object for which to be grateful for. So when we become mindful of the good in our lives, and that is expressing every day, the blessings that are happening every day, every moment, then we would gradually become bearers, or the gratitude bearers, if you will, or blessing bearers. And you would be at a vibration in your life where you would naturally praise the good, and you would radiate that joy out and from within and sing it on the mountaintops. How about that? Are you there yet? Well, don't worry. If you're not there, there is a pathway for us to move from that discontent into a state of wholeness. So today I want to share with you how to be in a state of thanks-living in all things, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And since we're not perfect, and we are not always in that place, I'm going to share a tool with you from the Integral Ministry program that I started to share some things with you last week about. And this tool is called Above the Line, Below the Line. And it's a tool for locating where you are in relation to life challenges and then how to return to center. Let's get started with a couple of quotes, though. The first quote you can see on the screen, it's by Melody Beatty, where she says, "Gratitude turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity, and it makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow." I see that word tomorrow is missing from the from the slide. But anyway, so how does this ring true for you? That being in that Thanksgiving state of mind means you are open, curious, open to seeing the good. You're self-aware. And when you come against something that is challenging, you use that. That's what our class is about, the art and practice of mastering conflict that we're doing on Wednesday night. When you find yourself with a challenge, if we could make it our ally, and because we do know that those things cause us to grow and become more of who we are as spiritual beings, if we allow them to. And then here's another quote by Eckhart Tolle. He says, and that's the next slide, "Gratitude for the present moment and the fullness of life now is the true prosperity." Gratitude for the present moment and the fullness of life now is the true prosperity. I think when they were writing that song, What a Wonderful World, they were living in that fullness of life, inspired to write such a beautiful song. All right, I have a pop quiz for you. Are you in the present? Are you present to the moment and in the fullness of life? Are you present to the moment and in the fullness of life? Here are your multiple choice answers. A, all of the time. B, most of the time. C, some of the time. D, none of the time. Well, we all have to start somewhere, right? So these two quotes help us go into a deeper understanding of gratitude as a way of living. It's more than just words that we say. It's more than just looking for outward things to be grateful for. It is about what Melody Beatty was saying, that it can break through the chaos and confusion and bring inner peace and keep us centered on purpose. That's why the Heart Mind Institute, who has actually some, they have a website, and they teach you practices on how to connect with your heart. And how to do that is by appreciating someone or something in your life and going to a time or a place. So you're redirecting your emotional upset perhaps at a time, and you shift into what am I grateful for? Who do I appreciate? And go to that place and feel that. Connect with that. And that's a starting place then to move into above the line, which I'm going to explain here, which is being in your wholeness, being present to the situation without being diminished. So I want to remind you of a story in the scriptures in the New Testament about the Apostle Paul. He wrote into his audience when he was in a dark, danky prison, his audience being Jesus, and Jesus' followers of the way, as they were called at the time. And he said something to the effect perspective, I have learned this one thing in life, to be grateful in all things. Now, as a reminder, in his past, he was Saul in his past part of his life, and Saul was a very devout Jew or a very fundamentalist Jew, and he persecuted Christians. And he wasn't a very good guy. You know, he was present and endorsed the stoning of Stephen. So he was on his way to do some more of his not so good works on the road to Damascus. And Jesus appeared to him and said, "Why do you persecute me?" And anyway, he had this encounter with Spirit, and he was struck blind for a few days and given instructions to go ahead and, you know, what to do. But what happened was he became aware that that perspective that he was operating from was not the right perspective. He actually converted to the teachings of Jesus, later called Christianity, and he became a great evangelist, right? He's the one who's the father of evangelism. And anyway, so here he got, because of Christians were being persecuted, then he was one of them that was taken to jail. But he didn't say, "Oh, I'm grateful. I'm so glad I'm in jail. You know, I'm so grateful to be here." No, he said, in all things. He could find something within himself for an inner knowing of Spirit that he felt that gratitude and wanted to keep that foremost. So, I get it. We find ourselves often in circumstances that are very hard to maintain our center, to maintain a sense of gratefulness or thankfulness. You may be grieving a loss, having a health challenge, a financial challenge, a relational challenge, or upset about what all is going on in the world. Now, these things may seem like they're against you, as if you are being persecuted. That's what happens in our consciousness. We start to see everything being against us. We're living in separation and misperception. Now, in the book, The Soul's Conspiracy, which was the text for our class on Wednesday, we are taught and we see, and it is reiterated, that whatever is before us or challenges us is the thing that calls us to greater awareness and expression of our divine nature. It calls us to move back to center and come from our wholeness, knowing that we are enough. I am enough. You are enough, just as you are. You are whole, just as you are. So when we change our perspective from everything is against me to everything is working together for good, then we can generate that gratitude and that thanks living. Because we can be thankful for the lesson and the growth and the transformation that takes place because of it. So let's get practical. Again, we're not always in that place, are we? So how do we move? How do we move once we've located ourselves? So here is the concept of above the line, below the line, which is in the Integral Ministry program. Last week I shared with you that our spiritual maturity goes through 4 phases: waking up, growing up, cleaning up, and showing up. And so this concept then and the tool is called above the line, below the line, which I did a drawing, and I'm sorry it's not coming up so clearly on the screen. It's very small, so I'm going to tell you what's on it anyway. But you can see the line, and you can see the arrow going up and the arrow going down, pointing to above the line, below the line. It comes from a leadership development work by the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. It's a book, and there's a conscious leadership group that publishes videos and instructions and handouts and helps people develop their leadership, which is part of our spiritual growth. So they teach that in order to be in conscious leadership, that we become aware of where we're located in relation to our experience that we're having at a given moment. So above the line and below the line, as you can see, there's an arrow pointing up. Above this line is the location of being in a state of openness, curiosity, a state of willingness to learn, taking 100% responsibility for your life, being in your presence, your spiritual presence, rather than ego. And this is called the leader as creator state. When we're in this state, we listen fully. You don't feel threatened. You're able to respond rather than react. And you can see multiple perspectives. And you can acknowledge the impact of an action or an interaction without being defensive, but state your truth about it. And you can lead with trust and not fear. That's above the line. Below the line is being closed, a state of defensiveness, being committed to being right, defending your position, blaming, reactive, driven by fear, and operating from a victim, villain, hero triangle. And that's called the leader as a reactor. So from this state, then you see others or circumstances as a problem, feel that need to protect and justify and control things, and you're driven by the ego's survival patterns. There's arguing, withdrawing, placating, withholding, gossiping, manipulation, all kinds of things that come out sideways when we're in that below the line state, driven by fear. So how that shows up is a lack of integrity, a lack of curiosity, drama, being rigid, and fear-driven action. Maybe, have you ever been in a cycle of fear-driven action? It's like just spinning your wheel, like the hamster. It's like, it's not a very good, it doesn't feel very good, for one. And then the results aren't very good either, right, of our actions. So I'm pretty sure you might recognize what this feels like to be below the line or off center, contracted in fear or limitation. You can notice it where it sits in your body. You might have tension, you might have headaches, you might have a hard time, you might be breathing shallowly, holding your breath, have anxiety, all kinds of physiological and mental health conditions that take place when we're in that place below the line. So reflect now on a time recently when you recognize that you were below the line. Now, if you're like me, you can probably think of a lot of these times, more of them than being above the line. But instead of judging yourself, have compassion for yourself. The fact that as human beings, we do this, it isn't bad. It is what the brain does when it is, because it is hardwired to protect and fight to survive. And it produces all kinds of stress hormones when you are feeling triggered. And that primal wiring with the brain is fight, flee, or freeze. So we want to notice, and once we get to a place of going through whatever the feelings are, we want to come back to noticing that that's where we are, and then making some choices to move above the line. Now let's think of a time when you were above the line. Maybe there was a recent challenge or something that happened, but you just kind of took it in stride and you stayed in your center. You were willing perhaps to see from someone else's perspective, which is different than yours, without feeling diminished by it. Now, how does that feel in your body when you're in that peaceful state, in that centered state? Notice you're probably breathing more deeply. You're probably releasing instead of, keeping those feelings inside. So perhaps in that situation you were able to see the person for who they are, and that whatever it was that may, have annoyed you or could have annoyed you, maybe you can see that they themselves are showing up as not who they are, but showing up from that place of fear. But when we're in that above the line state, we can see ourselves, we can see others also for our spiritual essence and who we are at the core. Now, this would be a great intention to set, to be above the line more often than below the line if it doesn't naturally come to you, which it likely doesn't. So, again, as I said, we can always think of things that are, where we're below the line. So I would like you to just be conscious, and now maybe you can notice and move to being above the line, where you can be centered in your wholeness, where you can be centered in your purpose, knowing who you are, and being present to circumstances, and being able to respond to those circumstances without feeling diminished. So as we grow in spiritual maturity, we begin to recognize if we are above the line or below the line. And this is how we use conflict as an ally. And then we can use our centering tools to consciously move. So some of those centering tools would be taking some deep breaths, perhaps giving yourself a butterfly hug and doing some tapping, bilateral stimulation, connecting with your inner child, doing some journaling, some shadow work, which could include the cue process or the work of buying Katie, or maybe some work with a mental health professional or a spiritual counselor. So you might want to know, I am available for spiritual counseling if you want to have, sit down and work through something. We'll set up some time together, okay? So we grow into our spiritual and emotional maturity, and we locate ourselves where we are. And this is what conscious leaders do. So they don't pretend to always be above the line, don't pretend to be perfect, but they're able to locate themselves, to accept where they are without judgment, and they're able to shift when they're ready by using whatever your centering techniques might be. And sometimes that includes rewriting your story, from I am unlovable or I'm not enough to I am lovable, I am enough just as I am, and I am here to be a loving presence. I am here to be a peaceful presence. Get behind what the real truth of you is and move to that perspective. And it does take practice, right? It takes practice. So I wanted to share with you from Eric Butterworth, a Unity minister, who wrote in an essay about gratitude and thanksgiving. He said that to be grateful means to be full of greatness, and to be thankful means to be full of thanks. And then he said, the question to answer is not, what do I have to be thankful for? but what do I have to be grateful from? Now, what you have is the inexhaustible presence of Spirit of God that is within you, all around you, everywhere present. If there is not an outside object then to give us something to be thankful, then grateful living can be generated from within. We don't need something to be thankful for because we have that divine flow that is available to us. But we have to locate ourselves in it. We have that access to the Christ mind, to the consciousness of oneness. And again, the Apostle Paul, he didn't have an outside condition to prompt him when he said, "In all things be grateful." So he's an example, though, of anyone who can transform, as he did, from being a persecutor of people to being an evangelizer for Jesus' message. I found an old piece of the Daily Word about gratitude, and I'm going to leave you with this. Gratitude is the front door that once opened, fully opened, changes everything. Everything, every person, and every experience is sharper, brighter, and more in focus. The blurry rush of every day is transformed into vibrant relief. Now, if any of you have had cataracts removed from your eyes, then you know how much more vibrant and sharp everything looks when you've had your vision corrected. Because you didn't notice it, the gradual blurring of your sight and the dull way that colors would show up. Because there was that cataract over the lens of your eye and your ability to see clearly. That's a very metaphysical lesson there. So the practice of gratitude and appreciation will help us move from below the line to above the line. Gratitude does not need an object outside of us, because when we're truly centered in that divine consciousness, centered in our wholeness, and that you are loved, you are lovable just as you are, then we know what to be grateful from. Grateful from that consciousness of being in the flow of Spirit, being one with Spirit, and being an expression of Spirit in action, and a giver of blessings by the generosity of your time, your talent, your treasure, and how you show up on purpose in the world. And lastly, Eckhart Tolle's statement, gratitude for the present moment and the fullness of life now is true prosperity. Gratitude for the present moment and the fullness of life now is true prosperity. So let us continue this practice of Thanksliving and throughout this season and throughout every day, rather than just Thanksgiving, the holidays, etc. So thank you for taking your time today for this time for us to be in Thanksliving together. So it is. And so let us prepare for a meditation now. So we just get settled in your chair and relaxed. Sit in a comfortable position, allowing any parts of your body that are tense to relax, let go, and breathe consciously into your heart center. Breathing deeply, remembering that breath is the inspiring of spirit. It's breathing with spirit, breathing in spirit, breathing as spirit. And as you are connected in this place in your heart, think of someone, some place, or something that you feel love and appreciation for. Allow that love and appreciation to radiate from your heart. Allow yourself to feel it moving in your muscles, your cells, your organs, your tissues, like liquid light coming through the top of your head and moving in and down through your heart into your spinal column and down through your feet into the earth and out through your hands and into the world. What a wonderful world it is. When we take those lenses off our eyes that keep us from seeing. When we can go to gratitude and appreciation and move from being closed to being open. Now I'm going to share with you a meditation from this place of radiance. May I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be healed. May I be a source of healing for all beings. And now think of someone you know and you care about. They may be going through a struggle right now. And we'll say this in the second person. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. And may you be healed. And may you be a source of healing for all beings. And now, let's say it for ourselves as a collective. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing for all beings. And now from the power of the I am, I am at peace. My heart remains open. I awaken I awaken to the light of my own true nature. I am healed. I am a source of healing for all beings. And so it is. And now we will sing together, I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Together, let's say this beautiful prosperity affirmation. Divine love flows from me as a spirit of generosity. I know that as I give generously, I enter the flow of abundance. Every good possibility comes into view as I swim in this stream of infinite good. I am the harmony of divine love, blessed and overflowing. Thank you, Kara, our usherette. I invite you, if so moved, if you know this song, please join me. Dance along, feel it, groove to it. It's a good one. You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. Waiting at the station with workday wind blowing, I've got nothing to do but watch the passers-by. Mirrored in their faces, I see frustration growing, and they don't see it showing. Why do I? You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. Often asked myself the reason for the sadness in a world where tears are just a lullaby. If there's any answer, maybe love can end the madness. Maybe not, oh, but we can only try. You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful. We're beautiful. We're beautiful as we feel. take a moment to bless these gifts. You stand with me. Together, we give thanks for the gifts that will support our mission of creating a spiritually awakened world. And so many thank yous. Well, also, I think that one child is already here. But thank you to all those who do run our children's program. Thank you for the love and the guidance and the wisdom. Thank you to everyone for being here and just being a light and bringing your beautiful energy. Thank you. Also, Mommy. Okay, well, thank you. And also Juju. And so do we have any prayer chaplains here? Prayer chaplains are here to pray with you. If there's anything on your heart you'd like to release or just celebrate, please take this opportunity to just raise your vibe and pray with somebody. And thank you, Deb, as usual, for all that you are. And sing another song. We are in a minute. And thank you, Lynn, over here. We got 2 prayer chaplains holding it down. And thank you, Val, for your message today. I'm B. I'm mostly there, but sometimes I dip. But that's okay. That's okay. Part of this experience. Thank you, Ian and Forrest and Ryan. All right, and thank you to our team in the back, allowing us to just spread the love on the interwebs. So thank you so very much. And all those, oh my gosh, thank you to these amazing artists and vendors out here. Please, I've already got one. You can't take the dolphin picture, it's mine. But there's so much love and wisdom in this art out there. It's truly transformative. Okay, so together, let's say the prayer of protection. Let's join together in song. Rounds us and love of God. Yep, let's hold hands. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is and all is well. We can combine. Let's connect. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. You are the light of the world.